Well, hey guys, today we're going to do a law of attraction reality check. We're going to explore two basic concepts so as to get you straight about how to really master the law of attraction. So this is kind of a back to basics thing. Now, most people, the mistake they make when they're trying to master the law of attraction is one component of reality goes right out the window, and then it doesn't work for them. And so I'm going to boil it down using two simple concepts that are kind of mirror opposites of each other, right? Kind of talking about the same thing, but in different ways, basically. So the first one is the three-part being, and then the second one is going to be the concept of being, doing, and having. So the three-part being, everybody knows that your physical body, mind, and soul, right? Body, mind, spirit, right? Well, with the law of attraction, for most people that are trying to figure out how to do it, at the beginning, the mistake they make is to disregard one of these three things. And ironically, the one that most people disregard when they're first getting started trying to master the law of attraction is actually the physical body and the mind. And so all they're focused on is the soul thinking, or maybe just the mind and the soul, maybe like the physical body, maybe the physical body, the doing part of manifesting, maybe that goes out the window, right? Because they're sitting there thinking, well, I should be able to just wave a magic wand and have some money materialize in my hand, right? Because I'm spiritual, I'm just going to use my magical abilities in the law of attraction to change my thoughts about a thing and my beliefs about a thing. Because I'm spiritual, it's just going to show up, it's just going to materialize in my reality. Or the dream job that they want, they think, I don't know, it's just going to happen serendipitously. They're just going to walk into some place one day and some complete stranger's just going to look them right in the eye and go, oh, you're the one. I just know you're the one. Come on, we're hiring you right now. Let's go. And that's just not how it works. You got to get on the internet and look around at jobs, look at job listings, fill out a bunch of applications. You got to update your resume. Maybe you got to go take some training. You got to talk to some people. You got to do some things, okay, to manifest your dream job. That's the body and even the mind to a degree. Okay, now the soul is what manifests. Being is the most important part. And I often emphasize that because being, increasing your consciousness, is what allows you to exist outside of the mind so that you can master the mind and change your beliefs around. That's really how that works. When you're coming from the place of being, from the place of soul first, which is what you really are, then you're clear about what you is, and then in that state, if you will, you exists outside of the mind, and so you're more able to change the beliefs that exist in your mind, and those beliefs are what attract things to you. That is true, but you're not going to get away with not hitting the pavement, guys. Get in your car, drive somewhere, fill out some forms. You want to manifest some money, you're going to have to start a business or get a better job or do something. I mean, maybe there are times when money shows up in your mailbox. I've got a student, that happened to her recently. That happens, for some reason, I don't know, some account you forgot about, or you once won some money, or the government, oh yeah, we messed up your tax return 6 years ago, so here's, whatever, just here's extra money. I don't know, stuff like that happens, okay? But ordinarily, that kind of stuff doesn't happen. You're going to have to go out there and start a business and do something. You got to do things. Say you have a vision about, making a bunch of money, and like me, I want to go on speaking tours, right? I want to write a book and go on speaking tours, and that's where I see myself, say, 3 to 5 years from now, right? Is expanding into that area. Well, that's not going to happen if I don't get in a car, get on an airplane, fly around, call the venue, set up the speaking tour, hire an agent, write down some things, hit the pavement, do something to get people interested so I can sell tickets, and roll up my sleeve and work. You got to do work. And again, this is the biggest thing for people that are just starting with the law of attraction, is the doing. It goes right out the window with people. But guys, you got to do stuff. There is that. Now, this is all about bringing balance to the three-part being, not disregarding one or saying, oh, I'm just going to wait for it to happen. I'm spiritual and it'll just happen when it happens. And I'm just living in the moment and I'm just disregarding that. The way that it really works is you have to set a goal. You have to look ahead 3 years, 5 years, 10 years and say, what do I want? And you got to work for that. You have to look into the future and say, I want this outcome. You do have to do that. You do have to do that. Now, in your daily life, as you are working towards that goal, you are very centered and in that moment all the time. You're not clinging to that outcome. You're working towards that outcome, but you're not clinging to it. You're not like all upset that you're not there yet. You're in this moment now. Today is today, and you're living here, and you're enjoying yourself and enjoying the journey, and I'm enjoying the work that I'm doing towards that outcome that I'm working for. Does that make sense to you? You're living in the moment. You're living in the moment. You're not clinging to the outcome. You're not attached to the outcome. You're not clinging to it, pining for it. That's just your goal that you want. You're in the moment today, here, focused on the present, doing whatever it is you're doing towards that end. And you feel good. You're not worried about the outcome. You're just working towards a goal. But being present, so I want to bring it back to that too. Don't forget, this is the most important one, the soul, the being. That's what actually drives the law of attraction. Now, here's the thing. When you are really good at being, the doing is easier. It's easier. So I'm trying to emphasize that doing is important. Let's not forget. But it just seems like it takes less effort. Like, look at me. Like, I started a business. And I've been pretty successful. I'm self-employed. I've got a lot of students. And it only took me like a year to really kind of get it going. I think it took like 6 months or a year before it like really blew up. That's not that much time, guys, to start a business. Are you kidding me? That's pretty good. I would think ordinarily somebody who accomplished what I accomplished, it could take years. It could take years. But the thing is I still had to do the doing. It's just that I was also being really well too, always being present and always clear about my intention. I mastered by doing all three of these things in perfect harmony. Am I making sense to you? Now, here's the thing about doing versus being, and I've already kind of covered it without really being specific about that. But doing and having is duality. Doing and having. That's the mind, that's physical reality, that's the body, the mind, right? Doing, having. So you can do and you can not do. You can have and you cannot have. Now with being, there's no opposite. When you do the thing that we call die, are you going to cease to exist? No, your body will stop to function, your mind will cease to exist, but you continue to exist. You, the soul, you cannot not be. So being has no opposite. It's the singularity. It's the one. Okay? So thought and body are doing. Doing or not doing. The mind, the soul is being. It's one. It's one. And you always need to start there. Everybody approaches things with I either have to do or have first in order to be happy, successful, wealthy, whatever, right? That's the way humans always approach it. I have to do these things, and then I'll have these things, and I'm doing and having in order to be happy, whole, fulfilled, whatever. And that's the mistake people make. You have to start with being, and you start in every single moment anew. You start in every single moment. You start anew. In every single moment. with being. From moment to moment to moment, you're always being. You're going to be here now, being present. You're not, unless you need to use your brain to figure out like how to fill out some paperwork, like a form, like when I applied for my business license, right? For example, it's just stuff like that. But unless I'm doing something like that, I'm just being, I'm just existing. I'm just present. I can just be in the room I am in. And I do that a lot too. I take pause to, I'll stop and meditate. I'll just look away from my desk and I'll just sit for a minute and kind of recenter. I want you to do that a lot, because that energetic work of aligning with consciousness, that's what makes the doing go faster. So you always start with being, and then the doing and the having, it gets easier and easier, guys. Doing and having gets easier and easier and easier all the time, the better that you are at being first. So there you go, guys. That's a real back to basics video about the law of attraction. I hope this cleared some things up for you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.